and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen, and it's Sunday, so it's time for Scraplift Crafternoon, a hop where a group of my friends and I get together, we find something that inspires us, and we scrap lift it. And so this layout by Marcia is what has inspired us for this week, and her information will be below in the description box. I pulled out my Splendid by Paige Evans because I have packed almost all of my stuff and it's one of the only collections that I still had out. And oddly enough, that's exactly what she used. So you're going to see a lot of the same things from her layout to mine. So I have 3 pictures just like she does. But mine is pictures of me and my friends. We went out to to karaoke and had a fabulous time. I'll be doing more layouts with that. I'm not sure if that'll be on video or not, but I know that I have a lot of different pictures. So I brought in 5 different colors with this to do the splatter drippy kind of mixed media in the back, and I will go over those colors as I work with that in a little bit. I do have some ribbon, luckily. And so I've got my papers, I've got some embellishments I've already picked out, and then some extra just in case, my mixed media, my pictures, and this awesome layout. So let's see how this goes. So first things first, I'm cutting out my tags, and I've decided to use exactly the same tags that she does. I love the color scheme, and I felt like it was the perfect thing to do. I have decided to create another layout and turn this and do something very similar but turned, and document some more pictures from this this trip out to go karaoke. I had another paper from this collection that I was going to use for my background paper because I didn't like the front of it and it's single-sided. But I decided to, since I'm putting all this drippy liquid spray on here, that I would go ahead and pull a Vicky Bouton mixed media background paper. And so I just trimmed off the little perforation bit at the end. So I'm starting with picked raspberry, and I do some splattering and a drip that I'm going to just let kind of go crazy. I'm doing it reasonably guided, and if you've ever done anything like this, you know that you obviously have not got control, but I tried to manipulate it as best I could to go in the direction I wanted. So I start with that, and then I do carved pumpkin, and I'm going to do 2 of the orange and 2 of the yellow, but then I just do 1 of the pink, the green, and then when I do the teal, I'm going to do something a little bit different. The yellow is mustard seed when I get to that, because I'm going to skip through some. The green is lucky clover, and then that tealy blue is the Uncharted Mariner. All of that is Distress Oxides by Tim Holtz. And it is in, like I said, the sprays. So I did 2 of the orange, 2 of the yellow, and I took a paper towel for each color and kind of splatter it around. And I brought a little, the second drop of the teal color over here on the side, the Uncharted Mariner, did not drip. So I just kind of made my own little splotchy mess that went down. At first, this did not go as well I wanted it to in the beginning, but then when I was looking at her layout, hers looks more watercolory, and I kind of like the concept of that, so that's why I went ahead and kind of smushed and smeared all of them. And I do love the way this turned out. So I did put that Uncharted Mariner on the right and left side, just to give that color on both sides to bring it all together. So I am now matting my pictures. I did have to trim them down a little bit because these tags are right around 3 inches, and of course they were 3x4 pictures, but I did not trim them in the height, so they are 4 inches. I did have the same paper as her with the little stripe in the back, but I would have had to cut a full 12x12 sheet, and I don't like doing that. So I liked this floral. It has the same concept of the multiple colors, and so I already had a scrap, so I just cut it down to 2 1/4, and then I had the scrap of this tealy floral, and it wasn't long enough, so I cut it where it was going to be hidden behind the third or the middle picture. And then I put the tags down. I start with the orange, so it'll be centered in the middle. And I do pop up the top of the tag with some sticky, double-sided sticky foam. So just a very thin foam, maybe a little thinner than Fun Foam. I do have some of that unpacked, but I have this foam tape that I've had for a really long time and I'd love to get used up. So I thought I'd use that, and I pop it up on all three of them because it looks like her tags are popped up at the top, and that there's some dimension there. Plus I have some dimension going on my layout with some of the embellishments, and then of course the ribbon. Now the ribbon I did off camera for the most part. I decided that I wanted the ribbon to go the way that it is, because that pink ribbon is one of those ones that has adhesive on the back. And if I had tied it, then you would have seen the adhesive side on the back of it, and that would have looked ridiculous. So I decided to try and manipulate it to where you couldn't see that. And I love the concept of the left one kind of going to the left and the right one going all the way towards the right, and then the yellow in the middle going up. So I thought that was kind of cool and went with that. So I'm just lucky that I found my daggone ribbon, because I was sitting here talking to, via text. I was texting back and forth with Tara, the paper snob, and I just realized that I had packed my ribbon and thread. And so she was trying to help me, giving me tips on how I could do something with just paper. And, I just happened to open the drawer where the thread and stuff is, and found that I had not packed it yet. It was still in the drawer. So I was grateful, because I don't know if I have the ability to make the cool little paper ribbon that she made. Maybe one day I'm going to try that. So anyway, thank you, Tara, for always helping me out of a bind. So I'm using a lot of the same embellishments that she used on the original. I'm using the same title, so it's Having So Much Fun, because that is super fitting. I'm using the little bumblebees that she's used, or at least it looks like it. I've got the chipboard ones on there, and she has a butterfly in that bottom left corner, and I'm using the bumblebee, and I add a couple other little things. Like I've used one of the birds like she has, but it's kind of flip-flopped around. I've got the blue on one side and the green on the other. Not for any reason in particular, although birds sing and we were karaokeing, right guys? Right, see? Lord. So I add that butterfly on there just to give a little bit of something embellishment-wise up here in the top corner. I've tucked some florals underneath a little bit to give the bird and the bumblebee something to kind of sit on. I added a couple chipboard pieces, like little florals in that orange streak, really because I wanted to get them used, and because I thought that it would help bring a little bit of color to those areas. And then I'm going to bring in a couple of word phrases. One says good times, one says doing what I want. And I put those with the colors of the stickers. And then I have this one that I put above the very first picture on the left that says looking good. And I love that because I wanted to use the same one she did on the pictures. It says such a good day, but hers is on the first and second picture and my face is right there. So obviously I had to move that. So here it is. I finished it off with a couple of gold hearts, and I'm super excited about how this turned out. It is a lot of fun, and I'm glad that I had some decompression time because I'm in the middle of moving or attempting to move, and so I was a little stressed out. So this is good for me. So there it is. I hope that you all will go and check out Marcia's, I think that's how you say it. If not, I apologize. Her information is below. The link to her video is below, as well as the playlist for all the amazing ladies that I scrap lift with. I adore them. Please go check them out and watch the playlist with all of our different takes on this, because it'll be fun to see how we all interpret how this layout, comes together. So I hope you all have a fantastic day. Hope you'll come back and see me again really soon. Hope you get a chance today to do something you love with someone you love, and happy scrapping.